Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage.
Hey, this is Barry Habib from MBS Highway. Welcome to another edition of Master of the Markets, created exclusively for Mortgage News Network. A volatile week last week because we're in such a wide trading range. When mortgage bonds are in this level where they have a high ceiling and a low floor of support, they're very susceptible to wide swings and whipsaws, and we certainly witnessed some of that last week. Now, that's not changing for the week ahead, and we're looking for a lot of news to come out. We're going to get some inflation data, some housing data, so it's going to be an exciting week. Especially pay attention to the inflation data that we get on Friday by way of the CPI, or Consumer Price Index report. The Fed's told us that they're very worried about keeping interest rates too low too long, and they're doing a lot of jawboning about it. But one of the clues that they gave us was if they see inflation move towards 2% annually in a confident manner, that's going to be one of the signals to consider hiking interest rates. With inflation as low as it is right now, we know the Fed can't really do anything, so we'll watch on Friday and see what happens. Now, a lot of reports coming out about the real estate market and where we are in relation to, is it a bubble? A lot of stories saying that prices have gone up, but income hasn't followed suit. These are all incorrect arguments because they make the mistake of looking at home price instead of home payment. With interest rates declining, even though home prices have appreciated by about 4 to 5% nationally, the drop in interest rates has actually made homes more affordable. And the other thing they talk about is they talk about income levels not keeping up with home price levels. Well, it's never been that way. You see, there's a relative nature that many people misunderstand. What I mean by that is if you took an individual who made $5,000 a month and their monthly payment were $1,000 a month, that's a 20% front ratio. Now, this happens to be the average in the industry, and the numbers of income and payment don't really matter. I'm just giving you this conceptually. There's all kinds of different examples, but the national average on mortgages, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, is a front ratio just below 20. That's the average. So when we take a look at something like this and we say, okay, if the payment went up by 10%, well, that would mean their payment would go from $1,000 to $1,100, or an increase of $100 a month. Your income doesn't have to go up by 10%. Your income just needs to go up by 2%, and you'd keep pace. So they missed the boat on a lot of this stuff. Of course, they want the flair for the dramatic and strike fear into people's hearts, so they read the article. It gets media coverage. And job well done on that extent, because this has been getting a lot of media coverage. Unfortunately, it's all bad data, all misinformation, and all manipulated. So when we see this come out to the public and they get a little bit cautious about purchasing a home, it has an adverse effect all in all. Now, real estate agents certainly need your help. So get the word out on this. We have a lot of this information right in our site, MBS Highway. Go ahead and get a free trial, access all of this great information, complete breakdown, PowerPoint slides, wonderful information for you to present to your realtors, to your customers. Be the hero out there. Now, another thing you should know about that's coming down the pike is talk about having FICO scores altered or alternatives to this so that it has less of an impact on previous problematic transactions which had been resolved, meaning that individual scores would increase from somewhere, let's say in the low 600s to high 600s, low 700s. Now, what does that mean? That potentially you could have a lot more individuals that are ready and now can purchase a home because they qualify for it at better rates, and that could drive some real estate valuations even higher. So good stuff could be coming down the pike for home values, very supportive of this, very contrary to what the media has been talking about when it comes to, are we in a bubble? We could actually see home prices be even more greatly supported into the future. Now, I'm not saying this is a good idea, bad idea, if it makes for more risky transactions and what the impact will be. That is a whole other story and debate that can be taken into the future. But with respect to if something like this materializes, would it be beneficial for home values or not? Clearly, it would be very beneficial and very supportive of home valuations. So just another thing to talk to your customers about and your real estate agents, because It's great fuel. This is a smart business side decision to say, hey, if you're on the fence about purchasing a home, and if you're able to do so, there is something out there that if it happens would make your investment worth more. And it would also mean that if you waited and delayed, it would cost you more to jump on at a later date, especially with the way rents are increasing. Again, all this stuff in the site. Click on it, get a free trial. Hope you have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.
Today's Master the Markets was brought to you by United Wholesale Mortgage.
This is Mortgage News Network.